How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, y'all can already see that I'm about to go in on Candace Owens scamming ass. And what made me curious was an article that I had ran into early this morning, real early. And then while I was, doing my research, then I had a deep talk with Big Mike, and I kind of talked to Big Mike about some things that he put on my frontal lobe that really helped this video. And I told Big Mike, I said, I don't steal nobody's talking points. And he didn't think it was a big deal. I said, no, that's not cool. And I'm going to mention what you have said in this segment. So let's get over here. I have some things to read from 2 different articles and some things to show and a little snippets of videos and everything. So what you're seeing here is pretty much Candace Owens' little scam site to get some coins. It made me start thinking of some things. So let me read something to y'all. Let me see here. Okay. Let me see here. Let me make sure I got it. Oh, yeah, here it is. Candace Owens allegedly scammed millions out of Republicans via anti-Black Lives Matter initiative. And so I'm going to read some of this article. A news outlet claims to have found that the conservative political commentator brilliant way to raise money for herself through a for-profit company called Candace Owens LLC. So my wheels got to turning. I said, I got to look in this a little bit deeper because it's some things that's on my mind. And then Big Mike help push it forth. So this site that they're showing here, this is something Candace Owens to throw up, because she all about them scams, and we're going to go back into her future because, I've done that before, and sometimes it's good to refresh things. Anyway, Candace Owens is reportedly scamming her should-be allies, the Republicans. The conservative political activist has been accused of finessing what could be millions of dollars out of fellow Republicans via anti-Black Lives Matter initiative. So according to MTO News, one of the writers for Political found out that Candace Owens had been sending text messages, solicitations to Republicans. Okay? The message says, hi, it's Candace Owens. Black Lives Matters movement is getting more power by the day, and we must stop them. Stand with me. Okay, let's get down here. While the content of the message isn't surprising considering the 31-year-old well-known stance in the Black Lives Matter movement, it's the link that should include in the text message that seems fishy. The recipient of the message would be directed to a web page that raises money for her own company that is supposedly supporting her initiative. But instead of a nonprofit, her company is a company profited LLC, paid for by Candace Owens LLC, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committees. Reading a statement on the web page, it additionally states that the contributors to the Candace Owens LLCs are not deductible as a charitable contribution. Red flag. Candace Owens is running another scam. She a scam artist, and I have shown that before, and I'm going to show that again. It says that everything on the page looks like a campaign advertisement, but it's not. The money people donate would actually not go to a campaign committee, but rather to a corporation owned by Candace Owens. It is not clear how many people have fallen into Candace's alleged scam or how much is collected through the webpage. The right-wing political activist herself has not responded to the allegations, which is actually not the first for her. I wonder how much longer. All right. Okay. Let me skip a little something here. Let's see here. Okay. So every recipient, every receipt proving Candace Owens is on News One, I'm getting ready to show this, that Candace Owens is a con artist who is following the money. The article claimed that Candace Owens previously, we're going to talk about some stuff that went down with the NAACP, a website that she had named 108 degrees 180. There's some little things I'm going to show. How she tried to get something kick-started. She was trying to raise $75,000 that didn't become in fruition for her. And I'm just gonna go in. So let's get into this first thing on Candace ass. Let's see here. Let me get this right. I'm slightly off. Let me pull it up. There it is. Let's see here. Okay. So let's get over here. All right, let's get into the first phase of this, my royal family. So, Candace Owens, one thing that I have learned about Candace Owens, and also just learned about being on social media itself, is that people send me a lot of things, and I always do my research. You do not know who is going to go back and double check you and see, are you just speaking out of the top of your head or you got actual receipts? So I make a point of doing those things. And Candace Owens blurted out some of the dumbest shit I have ever heard about the NRA. I didn't know she had said this stuff. So I'll let the royal family hear it for thyself. I'll play it twice. Hear it for yourself.
I just joined the NRA. I happen to fall into the window of people that knows my history. I'm a Black American, and I know that the NRA was started as a civil rights organization, training Black Americans to arm themselves and to defend themselves against the KKK. So it's incredulous to me that they stand on that platform. I've never heard that before. That's so interesting. It is. It's incredibly interesting, and it's so important because what the Democrats have been so successful at is wiping away history and rewriting it, okay? So it's very important that Black Americans take a stand and defend the NRA in the same way that they defended us.
Okay, so I'm gonna play that again. Now you heard the white girl say she had never heard that before. That came out of the horse's mouth. Again.
I just joined the NRA. I happen to fall into the window of people that knows my history. I'm a Black American, and I know that the NRA was started as a civil rights organization, training Black Americans to arm themselves and to defend themselves against the KKK. So it's incredulous to me that they stand on that platform. I've never heard that before. That's so interesting. It is. It's incredibly interesting, and it's so important because what the Democrats have been so successful at is wiping away history and rewriting it, okay? So it's very important that Black Americans take a stand and defend the NRA in the same way that they defended us.
Okay, let me go back here. I want to point something out. Let's see here.
I just joined the NRA.
Let's see here.
I happen to fall into the window of people that knows my history. I'm a Black American.
Okay. First and foremost, we know that Candace is not the director of Turning Point USA. They fired her ass because, she speaks off the cuff and say whatever she want to say. Do what she ever want to do, and Candace, you can't do what Trump do. You just simply can't do what Trump do in America. And when the white girl said that she had never heard that before, she was absolutely right, because Candace Owens was lying through her teeth. Now, what I found here, because News One made sure they wouldn't dug up receipts. And it says here, political fact confirms she lied or is just willfully ignorant. According to the NRA's own website, dismayed by the lack of marksmanship shown by their troops, Union veteran Colonel William C. Church and General George Wingate formed the National Rifle Association in 1871. The primary goal of the association would be to promote and encourage rifle shooting on a scientific basis, according to a magazine editorial written by Church. Now, that's again by Colonel William C. Church. These are the founders of the NRA. However, her fraudulent comment made her a media darling, because at that particular point, they didn't care what came up out of Candace Owens' greasy, dusty ass mouth. Now, as we continue on with Candace Owens and her scams, because like I said, I dissect things, because I want to know things thyself. So I put up videos how I like to see them. So we're going to get into this next phase that I did a lot of research on. And if I can remember, I'll put the link to the video. So, right here it says, at the age of 28, Candace Owens was fiscally irresponsible that she rented a $3,500 apartment. That is too damn much for rent, but woo. She wanted to live it large, wanted to live it big. Lived there for 6 months, rent-free. Then claimed she had gotten toxic mold sickness and threatened to sue her landlord to avoid paying rent. Legal documents prove this. Now, Candace Owens in the process said that she had received systemic yeast infection due to the mold. And I took joy in dragging her. You don't get no systemic yeast infection from mold. Your pH balance is off, like Big Mike said, because you got too many dicks running up in you. I'm raw over here in my royal family. That's just how true royal speak. And they were talking about this, and I want to make sure I pin that article so y'all can read that article. And she was exposed. And all the documents and everything is on this article if anybody want to check out the receipts that didn't know anything about how Candace Owens found a way not to pay rent. She was being dusty and greasy, usually how Candace Owens gets down. So, as we continue on, Candace Owens, many scams. So we're going to get into the next phase. So Candace Owens has started this so-called anti-cyberbullying website called Social Autopsy. She reportedly started a Kickstarter campaign to raise $75,000. I don't think she even got close to that. She sure likes money. She doesn't have to work for it. That's what they put in this article. And I'm going to play the video, and it speaks for thyself.
The human race has never been more connected. It takes a nanosecond, a mere push of a button, to share our ideas, opinions, and emotions across the world instantly. But for every cat meme your best friend tweets at you, or for every "I miss you" comment your grandma leaves on your Facebook wall, there are literally thousands of instances of hate speech being circulated online. Because when communication happens through a screen, and when moments are experienced through a lens, a terrifying extraction takes place. The age of technology and social media has slowly disintegrated individual accountability, the consequences of which are devastating.
Rebecca Sedgwick, the sixth grader, committed suicide last week. Authorities say she suffered nearly a year of cyberbullying.
Two girls charged with using Facebook to taunt and bully their 12-year-old schoolmate until she killed herself.
They say weeks of constant bullying cost him his life.
We are fostering a society of online bullying, social tormenting, and irresponsible sharing. With the ability to privatize social profiles and use pseudonyms in place of real names, it has been a free-for-all. That is, until now. Introducing Social Autopsy, the first ever search database that compiles and allows the public to easily access the digital footprint of individuals and companies. Our team has crawled through the public interfaces of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, creating real profiles for the individuals that lob hate speech over the web. These individuals are your teachers, doctors, neighbors, and business owners, and for the first time ever, you will be given the chance to run a real background check on them to see what these people represent behind closed doors. Let me show you how it works. Plug in the name of any person, company, or organization. Our database will return any number of profile hits, which can then be narrowed down by city and state. When you've located a user, you will be brought to their autopsy report, which will consist of real screenshots of words that they have shared across social media platforms. Want to keep up to date to see if a particular profile has been added to? You can choose to follow an individual or company autopsy report privately to receive automatic email notifications when there has been any movement to that particular profile. Have someone that you'd like to add to our morgue? Submit them. Our database is continually grown by anonymous submissions from individuals like you. Because why engage in an online back-forth argument with friends over insulting statuses and comments when you can instead screenshot their harsh words and privately submit them to our database? Our team will review each and every submission and make it live if it meets our guidelines for harmful speech. Oh, and don't worry. We do not allow any commenting or labeling on our website because we do not want to play home to any bullying ourselves. We exist as a clean archive of an individual's words only, from which employers, friends, and universities alike may draw their own conclusions. Simply put, Social Autopsy is your digital footprint, so be mindful of the words that you share.
All right, my royal family. Take this down. Put it back where it's supposed to be. Let me put it back here. Let me refresh that. I can get it refreshed. Try that one more time. Okay, there we go. So, that did not jump off too good for Candace Owens. It seemed very, straight up legit and all those things. But it didn't work out. Let me read this little part to y'all. Let me get rid of this. So it is said here, Owens wanted to expose people who anonymously harass others online, which is known as doxing and is a huge no-no amongst conservatives. She claimed she was pushed back from the left, which was allegedly one of the sparks that lit her conservative fire. No, she was trying to find the best scam that would work in her favor. Now, when she was doing all this, she was in that apartment living rent-free, trying to act like she was balling. Candace Owens is greasy. And it was either some other stuff that I had revealed, that some other little scams she was trying to run too online. She was trying to find a way to cut as many corners as possible. So as we continue on, because I'm trying to shorten it, I don't want to drag it out too hard. I just trying to get to, like I always say, the juicy parts. Now, Black Sect, A lot of us knows about this. Her team Blacksit, which got her embarrassment by Kanye West, which implies she used him in a slogan, which she did, that was stolen from a bank black movement. Listen to the actual founder of Blacksit. Okay, let's listen to this sister.
Is there a lawsuit that you can file? Did you have this trademarked? Is there any kind of they can be remotely punished for co-opting and taking an important slogan and movement?
Yeah, as you know, we, like I mentioned earlier, we were a decentralized movement. We were proud of that. We weren't, edging towards trademarking or anything like that. But because of this, and because of the fact that Candace had filed for a trademark for Blacksit back in August, we've had to start to, take legal action. And so we've served her with a cease and desist as of this morning, and we are prepared to take legal action if she doesn't honor that. It's really unfortunate that it has to go in that direction, but there's too much at stake at this point to allow a movement so important to just be co-opted for political stunts.
All right. So Candace Owens is known from running scams. And I got to thinking, okay, now Candace is married. And I did some background check on that. And the guy that she married, his family got some money. But then when I started looking into some things, and these things are not 100%, they're saying that Candace Owens' net worth is around $1 million. So when me and Big Mike was talking, I said, Big Mike, something ain't right on the home front. Why would Candace Owens be running these scams and she married to, homeboy whose family got a lot of money? Big Mike said maybe they cut him off. Maybe his allowance is not what it is. And she's putting a black eye on the family because she carried the family last name, even though she go by Candace Owens to make her coins. Because, some of the things that Candace Owens is doing is getting her in big trouble. Now, let's not lose sight that Candace Owens is under investigation by the FBI. And you don't take that light at all. And as I was doing my research, I run into this particular website where they do fact checks on people. And 4 of they fact checks here show that Candace Owens, this outright liar. I mean, I'm looking at stuff. Let me see, 1, 2, 3 of these articles alone show that Candace Owens is still raggedy at the mouth and say whatever stuff that was weeks ago or months ago and everything. And it's just a matter of time. These people will use you for whatever they use you for. But Candace Owens didn't pull this funky move where she want money donated. And you see here, make this she trying to get people to reoccurring donations and stuff. And when I was reading that article to y'all, because she's trying to lure the Republican Party into donating to her, and it'd be something to do. This ain't a tax deductible or anything. This going straight in her pocket and stuff. And I'm gonna make a prediction, and I might be right and I might be wrong, but when this shit hit Candace Owens' ass, when it hit her ass, homeboy gonna pull out. All right? They deeming him the power couple, because I've been reading numerous articles for the last few hours and stuff. And let's not lose sight. They only knew each other, I think, 2 weeks, and he was already talking about, would you marry me? I guess her head game is real good. So anyhow, when he get all his sexual needs met, he'll just move on. And then, his family is talking to him about some of the shit she's doing. And right now, it's cool because he's just as conservative or just as, racist. She's married a racist at the end of the day. But Candace don't care nothing about those type of things. Candace is focused on money and money only. And Candace don't know how to cover her ass. Really and truly, she don't know how to cover her ass. But you know what I was really surprised about while I was in here looking at some things? Candace Owens' father came to the wedding, you know, because she don't show her family too often. You see her grandfather. Well, this is actually Candace Owens' father. Her father actually walked her down the aisle. He actually did. So I just felt the need, because, you know, I'm always dragging Candace Owens and I can't stand her and I feel some kind of way. And, you know, when I feel some kind of way, I speak core truth on it. And I'm going to make a point. Because everything you check me on, I got receipts. You know, I rarely get caught slipping like that, because you do not insult the royal family's intelligence and our ability to go look up facts for thyself. Candace Owens think the Republican Party is dumb as a sack of rocks, and for folks to be checking you on this level and then pointing out this shit that you didn't put together because you want some reoccurring coins, something ain't right at the home front. Now, I'm doing it to be dusty and greasy and messy and all of that. You know, I can admit when I'm doing what I'm doing, but that's what I feel the need to do. All right? So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe. Ooh, Candace. Ooh, Candace. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time, girlfriend.